What else we bro? Salvation. Hey, you got many minds. You think about salvation, get the dance. In my flesh vein, it's my heart not trouble, I will pain. We trust in Abba, he the one that kill your problems. We thanking Abba, now we know about that lava. The streets of gold, walking on that road, I can't sell my soul. Hell no, I'ma be the light everywhere I go. Ain't no vaccine up in the temple. The devil know that the most I dwelling in you. They trying to shoot you up, that should really offend you.
I cry for mercy as I call on you for help, as I lift up my hands towards your most holy place. I just wanna be worthy. I just wanna be
Shalawam, shalawam, shalawam. Let's give all praises, honor, glory, esteem to the Father, Yahawah, the Ancient of Days, the giver of life, the taker of life, our Father, and his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushai. Once again, shalawam, shalom, peace and blessings to all of the Ahchyam out there, the Ahchwathyam, brothers and sisters scattered to the four corners of the earth. I say peace and blessings to you. The water for those that are tuned in and will tune in at a later time. Please do us a favor for the ministry. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you're notified to let you know when we go live. Hit that like button. And if you believe that this message is edifying, please share it with someone. Shalawam Ahchwathyam, she's in the building. She says, Shalawam Yashra'Allah, all praises be to the Most High. Also, we have Jason Moore 77. Shalawam, the water for being here. As you can see on the screen, we have a good one today where it says stay focused on Yahawah. So I'm not going to hold you. We're just going to dive into the scriptures. If you could turn with me to the book of Sirach, or better known as the book of Ecclesiastic, us. Better known as the book of Ecclesiastic, us, in the 1611 King James Bible, chapter 39. And I'm going to go all the way down to verse 18. And I'm glad through the Spirit that, it wanted me to do this. I'm glad that it wanted me to do this, because a lot of times we take our focus off the Most High, especially with things going on in this world, work, job, kids, just life in general, bills, everything. So verse 18 says, at his commandment is done whatsoever pleaseth him, and none can hinder when he will save. And that's a beautiful statement right there. Very, very beautiful statement. Why? Because once the Most High has chosen you, he has put a hedge around you, protection around you. There's nobody on this earth or nothing that was created, principalities, darkness, whatever it is, nothing can hinder what the Most High has set forth. And if he wants to save you, that's what's going to happen. Like the Bible says, the word says, I will have mercy on who I want to have mercy. Verse 19, the works of flesh, of all flesh, are before him. So nothing is hid before him, as it says, and nothing can be hid from his eyes. A lot of people think that they hide things from the Most High. Closing doors, turning off the lights, driving in alleys, whatever it is that you think you covering up or hiding from him, nothing can be hid from him. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. That's chapter 23, verse 19. in the same book, Ecclesiasticus. So once again, verse 19, the works of all flesh are before him, and nothing can be hid from his eyes. All praises be to the Most High. Verse 20, he seeth from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him. Imagine living a life that there's nothing that amazes you. You know, in times in this world that we live in, especially in this earth, there are things that we see are things that happen that amaze us, you know, and we say, wow, that was wonderful. Or, wow. But imagine living a life from everlasting to everlasting. There's nothing that comes in front of you or presents itself to you that's wonderful, because he knows everything. He sees everything. All of the darkness, all of the wickedness, and all of the righteousness, and all of the good. He sees it all. A man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he have made all things for their uses. His blessings covered the dry land as a river, and watered it as a flood. Verse 23. As he have turned the waters into saltness, so shall the heathen inherit his wrath. Now, a lot of people don't like to speak, especially in, like I say, certain congregations, about the heathen inheriting this wrath that's coming. And why are they going to inherit that? Because the way that they treated the children of Israel, the things that they have done and still continually do to the children of Israel. So they have to inherit that wrath because the Most High is angry with him. And he's going to send his only begotten son back to take care of that wrath for him. Verse 24, as his ways are plain unto the Kodash, unto the holy. Now, I'm going to click on this verse real quick. 39 and 24. You see it on the screen. The reason I want to click on this verse and bring it up is because this first part right here is very important. If you have the understanding, and if you do understand the very word of the Most High, it says it is plain. But there are people in the world that it's not plain to. Listen to what it says. And his ways are plain unto the Kodash. What does it mean when something is plain? Simple, easy. I'm not saying like a chip or something, like where it's a potato chip and it's plain. I'm saying when it's plain, that means you get it like that. You have the understanding. When you read it, you get it. As his ways are plain unto the Kodash, the set apart ones. Listen to this. So are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Now, who was set up as the cornerstone to become stumbling blocks for people? Who is the chief cornerstone? Well, that's our brother, Hamashiach Yahawah. And it reads that people stumble over the what? Over the word. People stumble over the word. But it's plain unto the Kodash. So if you have the understanding of the word, all praises be to the Most High. It lets you know that you are part of what? The Kodash, the holy. It lets you know that. But if we are always stumbling over the word, as a lot of people do in Christianity within the Christian church, and that's why it's a stumbling block. Why? Because they're living in what? Wickedness. That spirit that they have on them is a wicked spirit. That's why it's a stumbling block. So I just wanted to point that out, that they wrote this thousands of years ago. And it's the same thing going on now. Verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning. So evil things for who? Sinners. It's always a separation. Leviticus 10 and 10. Leviticus 20 and 26. It's always a separation there. Good things are for the good. Evil things are for who? The sinners, the evil, the wicked. Let's pull a few more. Let's go here. Let's go to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 3. 1 Kings, chapter 3. And I want you to go back, for those that are listening, go back and read that chapter for yourself, chapter 39. Read the whole thing. It's a powerful chapter. Now, this is 1 Kings, chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 6. As you can see, it says Solomon's prayer. If you don't know who Solomon is, it's going to tell you right here. 1 Kings, chapter 3, verse 6. And Solomon said, Thou hast showed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walked before thee in what? Truth. That's very important. We need the what? Truth. See, truth hurts. Truth penetrates people. Everyone. It penetrates the very soul. Even in the book of Acts chapter 2, when Peter gave that long speech, right? When the Spirit fell on them, they started speaking in tongues. People thought that they were drunk. People thought that they were this. Peter said, no, this was the prophecy that's being fulfilled in Joel. After he gave that long speech, the people turned around and said, what shall we do? It says, the Bible says that they were pierced in the heart. That's what truth do. That's what the word do. It pierces you. And you can't get around it, but, you know, people will find a way to kind of squirm out of it, or they just reject it and walk off. But that doesn't mean that it's not truth. Truth will always stand no matter what. People just choose to reject it. This is the very word. It says, and in what? Righteousness and uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day. So Solomon was David's son. He's going to become king, and he's going to sit on David's throne. 3 and 7. And now, O Yahawah, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father. And I am but a little child, and know not how to go out or come in. Verse 8. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered, nor counted for the multitude. Verse 9. Give therefore thy servant understanding. He's asking for what? An understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who was able to judge this thy so great a people? Now, let me get this in a comparative text real quick, because basically it's saying good and evil right here. New King James right here, as you can see it. It says, therefore, give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, to deal with your people, to deal with the children of Israel. Even though we're not kings at this time, you should still be praying for this particular thing. Most High, give me discernment. Yahawah, give me the discernment that I may understand how to deal with our people, the ones that you have chosen, the 12 tribes of Israel. How can I deal and help my people? This is what Solomon, this is one of the wisest things that he asked. Therefore, give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between what? Good and evil. Because if you don't have that discernment from the Most High, then you who knows what you would say is good, and who knows what you would say what evil is. And he says it right here, For who is able to judge this great people of yours? The same thing. We should be praying the same particular thing. When you're dealing with the children of Israel, I need discernment, Abba. I need discernment to know how to discern between what? Good and evil down here with our people. I need this. So this is what Solomon prayed for. That was verse 9, right? Verse 10. So now it says the Most High is basically going to answer. Verse 10. And the speech pleased Yahawah that Solomon had asked this thing. So if we ask that, I'm not saying you got to do the exact same thing as Solomon did, but I'm saying Solomon went and asked for discernment. And we see that when you ask for discernment to know how to deal with people, know how to deal with your people, know how to deal with the Most High's word, to know what good and evil is, it pleased the Most High. So if it pleased the Most High with Solomon, you don't think it'll please the Most High with you, that you're coming to him, praying to him, petitioning him, asking, Father, I need discernment from you. I need you to show me, Abba. That's what? Staying focused on him. That's relying on him. That's trusting in him. That's having faith in him. Not man, but the Most High. And see, a lot of people will run to a man and want to talk to a man and see what he says. But I always tell people, before you ask any man or woman that's here on this earth, the first person or the first one that you should ever go to is the Most High. You need to fall on your knees, put your head to the ground, face the east, and you need to talk to the Most High first. And if you feel like you still need to talk to someone after that, ask the Most High to guide you and lead you to someone that may help you with that very word. But never just run to no man first or a woman. Always give it to the Most High first. Always. Verse 11. And Ahchwathyam said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast thou asked for riches for thyself, which most people do here. They want riches. Nor have you asked what? The life of thy enemies, but had asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. That's something that lets you know right here that that's something that people didn't really ask for back then. And I don't know if they really asking for it today, because you can hear people get up on the pew and you see these things on social media. They're not asking for discernment. They ask for a lot of other things, long life, riches, this, that, the enemies, for Yahawah to come back, all these things that they ask for. But I don't really hear people ask for understanding and discernment. I don't really see that. Now, if I'm wrong, please let me know. Please let me know. Jason Moore says, calm. I rarely see people on social media letting it be known, because they let everything be known that they putting it out and asking for discernment from the Most High. And this is something that we should be asking for. We need discernment. We need to have understanding. Look at all of our ancestors that went to the Most High like Solomon and asked for discernment. Verse 12. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart. So the Most High said, I listened to your petition. I heard you. And you know what? I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you a wise and understanding heart. So much so, listen, so much so, because people wasn't even asking for this. So that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee, shall any arise like unto thee. And we all know, because we believe in the very word of the Most High and his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushai, we know that Solomon was one of the wisest men that ever lived. Why? Because he came to the Most High. He didn't ask for riches. He didn't ask for a long life. He wasn't asking about his enemies. He wasn't asking about his wives. He wasn't asking about none of that. You know what he went to the Most High and said? Please give me discernment. If I don't have your discernment, if I don't have your understanding to know what is good, what is evil, then I'm lost. I don't know what I'll be doing down here. It won't be right unless I have the understanding that you're going to give to me. It just won't come out right. And that pleased the Most High so much, because this is what he was longing for. He wanted that discernment from the Most High. And the Most High said, you know what? Since you asked for that, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. And I'm going to give you that nobody before was like you and nobody after will be like you, because you asked something that the average individual would have not asked. Verse 13. And I have also given thee that which you have not asked, both riches. See, the Most High is merciful. All praises be to the Most High, man. He said, even the stuff that you didn't ask for, I'm going to give you riches, because you didn't even want riches. You wasn't worried about it. That wasn't what was in your heart. You wasn't trying to be a millionaire, a billionaire. You didn't care about that. The only thing you cared about was the discernment of the Most High. That's what was most important to you. And since that was the most important thing to you, I'm going to barak you. I'm going to elevate you. I'm going to exalt you with riches and honor, as he says, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. And there never was. We still talk about Solomon today. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years later, we're still here talking about King Solomon, one of the wisest men, one of the richest men on the earth. Just as the Most High quoted here and said, verse 14, and if thou will walk in my ways, see, here it is. The Most High will give you all that you need. Everything that your heart desires, he will give it to you. He will give it to you. The discernment, the riches, the honor, the authority, the glory, he'll give it all to you. But you know what? He says right here in verse 14, if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments as thy father David walked, then I will lengthen thy days. So what did you have to do? We, just like Solomon, just like David, just like Abraham, just like everybody that we read about in the Bible, what did they have to do? They had to walk in the Most High Yahawah ways. Meaning what? They had to stay focused on the Most High Yahawah. And we read, when you didn't stay focused, what happened? Stumbling happened. The Bible says David sinned one time out of his whole life. The Bible says one time David sinned. And what was that sin? We all know it had to do with what? Uriah the Hittite and Bathsheba. Because what? Lust came into his heart. One time. Verse 15, and Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream. So all this happened in a dream. All this was going on while Solomon was asleep in a dream. And he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of Yahawah and offered burnt offerings and what? Offered peace offerings and made a feast to all his servants. You might say, well, why did you bring this out? What significance is this? it shows you right here that Solomon was the wisest man that ever walked the earth. And the only thing that Solomon asked for was discernment. He just wanted discernment. And with that discernment, since he asked for that, the Most High exalted him well beyond what he asked for. Goes to show you, if you ask for that discernment and you stay focused on the Most High, he will take you places that you never ever thought that you would be. You never thought that you would be. I never thought I would be here right now on a live, teaching the very word of the Bible. Never knew anything about the word, never taught the word, never presented with the word. But when the Most High calls you and you're predestined, then that's what it is. But like I say, many are called, but few are chosen. Let's go to the book of Psalms real quick. Psalms chapter 73. Psalms chapter 73. And I'm going to read this in the New Living Translation. The Ahchwathyam, Sister Dorothy, she says, wisdom is the principal thing, Khan, for us to have, Khan. We got to have wisdom, but it's important that you ask for it. Don't think it's just going to be given to you. It's important that you ask for it. When you get on your knees and you pray, whatever, however you pray, you know, most people get on their knees, but if you don't get on your knees, oh well. But when you pray, it is actually a petition going up. The Malaks, which are the angels, they take those petitions to the Most High. And if you're asking for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, discernment of the Most High words, as it says, as the sister just put on there, it is the principal thing. There's nothing else more valuable than that. Nothing. And you have to understand that. But like I say, living here on the earth, sometimes we get confused. Sometimes I don't even want to say confused. Sometimes we just get misled, or sometimes listening to people, hearing things, it could just be confusing, right? Let's go here. Psalm 73. I want to read this, right? This is a Psalms. And you can see it on the screen. Verse 1. It says, truly, Ahchwathyam is good to Israel, to those whose hearts are what? Pure. So if you have a pure heart and you come to the Most High, he is going to be good to you. Verse 2. But as for me, I almost lost my footing. My feet were slipping and I was almost gone. Almost. He almost slipped out the truth. He says in verse 3, for I envied the proud when I saw them prosper despite their wickedness. And a lot of times this is what happened to our brothers and sisters, our Ahchyam out there. They see these wicked people and they just prosper and they just making all this money. They just living a good life. They going here, they going there, they buying homes. They got a brand new car every they get a brand new promotion. It's something always happening good for them. It seems good. Verse 4, they seem to live such painless lives. Their bodies are so healthy and strong. This is the ox saying this. This is how he feels. This Israelite, this is how he feels in the inside. And we could be honest. I'll be honest. We see this. We see this in the world we live in. They all out there walking and exercising, going to the gym, eating healthy because they got, the money to go to these certain places and get this quality type of food. And, they taking care of their bodies and the health, and they're strong. And, it just looked like they're living good lives. They going to France and Europe and Egypt and, and you struggling just to pay your bills to keep the light on. And yet you following the Most High, but they doing everything, taking pictures, posting them. They on cruises, on yachts. And you like, what is going on? How are they living like this? And I'm serving the Most High and I'm barely making it, struggling. And this is what this brother is saying right here. Verse 5. They don't have troubles like other people. They don't go through the things that we go through. They're not plagued with problems like everyone else. I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching here in the chat got problems right now. Right now. And this brother he wrote this thousands of years ago, and he was saying the same thing. He like, they don't go through the problems we go through. Barely paying your rent, barely paying your mortgage, barely paying your car note, barely paying the light bill, not having no money, just not eating that day because not you didn't want to eat, but you just didn't have the funds or the money. You trying to make it for the week, maybe until you get paid again. So you just say, you know what, I'm going to fast for 2 days until I get paid. Or you just ate an apple that day. Why yet they at feast taking pictures and posting them and showing it and throwing away food. And verse 6, they wear pride like a jeweled necklace and clothe themselves with cruelty. Verse 7, these fat cats have everything. That's what I'm saying. Just as it was then, this is why the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. Just as it was then, it is still that today. And he calling them fat cats. He said these fat cats have everything their hearts could ever wish for. They going everywhere. They doing everything that they want to do. Traveling on yachts. Like I say, whatever it is that they want to do, they doing it. Shalawam, Ahchwathyam for being here. He said, big Shalawam family, Khan. All praises be to the Most High. He said, Shalawam, Ahchyam, all praises, Khan. Acts 14 and 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Khan, all praises. That's Acts 14 and 22. Khan. That's a beautiful one right there. Beautiful, and that's what we have to go through. Just as the Og just put it in the chat for those who just seen it, not, we know we have to go through it, but at the same time, feeling this certain type of way that right here that's presented in Psalms chapter 73, right? Verse 8, they scoff and speak only evil. In their pride, they seek to crush others. They boast against the very Shemayim, and the words stout through what? The earth. And so the people are dismayed and confused, drinking in all their words. Verse 11, what does Elohim know? They ask, does the Most High, Yahawah, even know what is happening? Wow. Does the Most High Yahawah even know what's happening? Now, for those that was here when I opened the class, one of the first things I read was Sirach 39 and 18 on down. And what was quoted in one of those verses, it says, nothing is hid from the Most High. He sees from what? Everlasting to everlasting. So nothing is hid. So when this question is presented right here, does the Most High Yahawah even know what's going on or what's happening? Of course he does. Nothing is hid from him. He sees from everlasting to everlasting. Verse 12, look at these wicked people enjoying a life of ease with what? Their riches multiply. We see them all day long. All day long, and they just keep getting richer and richer and richer and more wicked and more wicked. Verse 13, he says, did I keep my heart pure for nothing? Brothers and sisters, don't feel like this. And to be honest, if you have been honest or you will be honest, we've all felt like this at a point in time. We all felt like this at a point in time. The sister Dorothy says, I don't mind people being prosperous, but I do mind ungodly gain. And I'm praying for these people to be corrected. I'm tired of people profiting off pain. All praises. Beautifully put, sister. Beautifully put. And that's why I say this is so relatable right here, especially verse 13. All of it really, but verse 13, it really, he says, did I keep my heart pure for nothing? Did I walk with the Most High Yahawah for nothing? Did I stay focused on the Most High Yahawah and his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua, for nothing? Did I do all this for nothing? Did I sacrifice my life here on this earth for nothing? He says right here, the second one, did I keep myself innocent for no reason? Huh? Did I turn from my wickedness and sin and live a life of righteousness for no reason? These are questions that he's asking. You see the question mark on the screen. Now he's venting, but in venting, he's saying how he truly feels. He's being honest. He's being honest. Verse 14, I get nothing but trouble all day long. Every morning brings me pain. Every morning. So soon as he wake up, he got to go through it. Just like we do. We got to go through that pain. The Ahchwathyam, she just put it on the screen. We just get tired of people, you know, like she said, prospering off of us or off of anybody, whether it's us or not, but off of other people's backs and their suffering and their pain. And we get tired of it. But the Ak right here says, I get nothing but trouble all day long. Every morning brings me pain. Verse 15. If I had really spoken this way to others, what he's saying in verse 15 is, if I had really told the Ahchyam how I feel, if I had really told the Ahchwathyam how I feel, the brothers and sisters, how I really feel deep down inside, they would have called me a traitor. What? You feel like that, Ak? I had no idea you felt like that, sister. I had no idea you felt like that, brother. So he had to keep this to himself. And he's telling you right here in verse 15, if I had really spoken this way to others, if I had really told the Ahchyam, the brothers, how I felt, the sisters, how I felt, he said they would have called me a traitor to our people. You a traitor to your people. Verse 16, here it is right here. So I tried to understand why the wicked prosper. But what a difficult task it is. So instead of he just sat back, he said, let me try to understand what I'm seeing. Let me try to understand why the world is the way it is. Why is the Most High allowing for these things to transpire? What is going on? What is going on? The I put right here, Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. Calm, all praises. And he also puts Psalm 37:1. 1 and 2. Fear not thyself because of evildoers, neither thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall what? Soon be cut off, or cut down, I should say, like grass, and wither as the green herb. All praises. Calm. And that's exactly what this brother is going through, but letting us know, letting us know that what the Ahchyam do go through these things. Brothers and sisters do go through these things. Sometimes a brother is envious of the wicked. Sometimes a sister is envious of the wicked. That's why it tells us, as the I just brought out in the chat, don't be envious of the wicked. So with that understanding, now he's like, okay, well, you know what? In verse 16, he says, so I tried to understand why the wicked prosper, but what a difficult task it is. Verse 17, then I went into your sanctuary. What did he do? He went to the Most High. He was focused on a bunch of other stuff. He was focused on the wicked. He was focused on how they was living. He was focused on why they so rich, why they don't have problems. Why? But he said, you know what? Let me forget about that. And then he did what? He turned to the Most High and he focused on the Most High. So much so that he says, I went into your sanctuary. I went into your sanctuary, O Elohayim, And finally, once he went there, once he went to the Most High, it says, and I finally understood the destiny of the wicked. But he didn't get that discernment. He didn't get that understanding until he went to who? The Most High. See, there's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end, it leads to what? Destruction. Proverbs. But once he turned, he put all that stuff that he was seeing with his fleshly eyes, with the flesh, he turned from that and he did what? He focused on the Most High. He focused on Yahawah. And when he focused on the Most High Yahawah, when he went into the sanctuary, he says, now I finally understand. It says it right here. I finally understand. I get it now. The water, Abba, for the discernment. Because I couldn't have understood this without the discernment that you have given me. The water, the water, the water. I finally get it now. My eyes have been opened. Verse 18, truly, you put them on a slippery path and send them sliding over the cliff to what? Destruction. Understand that that is their destruction. It may look like they're living good and prosperous and having fun, and it may look that way to the flesh and to the naked eye. But when you get the discernment of the Most High Yahawah, you understand that, hey, these people are living a life of what? Destruction. A life of destruction. Verse 19, and in an instant, they are destroyed, completely swept away by terrors. When you arise, O Yahawah, you will laugh at their silly ideas, as a person laughs at what? Dreams in the morning. You know, when you wake up in that dream and you just like, wow, that was a crazy, crazy dream. And you kind of just laugh it off and like whatever, and you move on. Verse 21, it says, then I realized that my heart was bitter and I was all torn up in the inside. Why? Because he was in his feelings. He was in his emotions. He was in his flesh. And he was being envious, like the Ak put in there just a minute ago. Let me put that back on the screen real quick. Let me show you, because the Ak had put it in there right here. Proverbs 24. The Ak had just put it in there. He was in his feelings. He was in his emotions. Why? Because he was being envious to the wicked, to the evil. But the very word says, don't do that. Stay focused on the Most High Yahawah. Who cares what them people are doing? Who cares how much they prosper in this world? Who cares how much money they have, how many clothes they have, how many cars they have, how many boats they have? I don't care. Don't worry about that. He's telling you he was all torn up in the inside. And you know it's not good to be bitter, because bitterness comes from what? Ahchwathyam, Satan. So once again, like I say, the water for putting that in there, you know. And then he actually put another one, Psalm 37, which goes into even more detail. He's telling you what? Your life is like grass. Verse 2 on there says, for they shall soon be what? Cut down like grass and will what? Wither as the green herb. Yeah, they're going to get old and they're going to die. But we understand once you die, judgment comes. But they don't care because they don't believe anyway. They cast down the Most High word and say that it's not so. Mayan Pasha, she says, Shalawam Mashkapa. Shalawam Mayan, the water for being here. All praises be to the Most High. The Ahchwathyam, she says, my primary concern is us, my people. Khan. End of story. I like that. She said that's the end of it right there. No nation has been suffering like us. No one. Khan. No one. You know, and yet we still have joy. and yet we still have peace. They can never take that away. You know, being free is not a physical thing. Being free is a spiritual thing. You know, so a lot of our ancestors, when they was going through what they was going through, even now today, still going through what we going through, you can be free, but you have to be free spiritually and in your mind. It has nothing to do with this physical realm that we're in. You get what I mean? Because they have made a way to keep you captive physically, but they can never capture your mind, capture your spirit, capture your rakah if you don't allow them to, you know. And that's what it is right now. A lot of people are captured or behind bars mentally and not knowing that they're in captivity mentally, you know. So Khan. Verse 22, watch this. I was so foolish and ignorant. This is what the brother says right here. I was so foolish and ignorant. So when we envy those people, like the sister just said, I'm not worried about those. I could care less. Let me put that back on the screen. Like she said, I could care less. You know, her primary concern is who? She says us, my people. End of story. No nation, which are people, has been suffering like us. Not one. And this brother realized this. He realized it right here in the book of Psalm 73, verse 22. He realized it. He said, I was so foolish and ignorant. I'm envious and worried about these wicked people. I was so foolish and ignorant. You know what? He's being honest with himself. And that's what we have to do. We have to be honest with ourselves. All praises be to the Most High that he left this for us for our learning. It says, I must have seemed like a senseless animal. King James say a beast, like an animal. Why? Because he was not hearkening, listening, staying focused on who? The Most High Yahawah. Because we already read once he went into the sanctuary, once he turned to the Most High Yahawah, the Most High Yahawah gave him the discernment. And now with that discernment, he knows that he was what? So foolish and ignorant. And in that, he says that he must have seemed like a what? Senseless beast or animal. Why? Because he wasn't focused on the Most High Yahawah. Which lets us know anytime that you're not focused on the Most High and his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahawashi, you start to live like an animal, like a beast. Why? Because you do not have the discernment. And you might say, well, I don't know if it says beast in there. Let me show you. The King James Version says, so foolish was I and ignorant. I was as a beast before thee. Who is he speaking about? The Most High. That's how he was acting, like a beast, like an animal. Why? Because he lacked the discernment. He hadn't turned to the Most High to get that discernment. New King James says, I was so foolish and ignorant, I was like a beast before you. And of course, we already read the NLT, which says a senseless animal. And you don't want to be like that. You want to be someone who has the discernment of the Most High Yahawah. It says in 23, yet I still belong to you. You hold my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, leading me to glorious destiny. When I have, Salakia, whom I have in the Shemayim but you. I don't have nobody else but the Most High and his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahawashi. I desire you more than anything on earth. And that's when you put your focus on the Most High Yahawah. Mayan the Pasha, she says, mentally and spiritually, calm. He understands this now. Look how he turns his whole thing around from verse 1 to verse 25. Look what he's saying now. I desire you more than anything on the earth. He's staying focused on the Most High Yahawah. And he said, I desire your word more than anything on the earth. There's nothing more that I desire than your very word. My health may fail and my rakah may grow weak, but Ahchwathyam remains the strength of my heart. He is mine forever. Those who desert him will die, for you destroy those who abandon you. Right? Perish means to die. So that's why I said die, decay. If you desert him and you're not focused on the Most High Yahawah, you will decay. You will perish and rot. For he says, for you destroy those who what? Abandon you. And that's what he was doing. From verse 1 on down, he was worried about who? Those heathen. He was worried about the other nations. So don't be focused on that and don't grow weary. Don't grow envious of those things or those people. Verse 28. But as for me, how good it is to be near the Most High Yahawah. All praises be to the Most High Yahawah right there. Verse 28. But as for me, how good it is to be near the Most High. I have made the King Yahawah my shelter. And I will tell everyone about the wonderful things you do. All praises be to the Most High that we was able to bring this word out. And this is what we're doing right now. We're telling everyone. This can go out to the four corners of the earth today, right now. And it could be 1 million people that watch it. And we're telling everyone about the wonderful things that the Most High Yahawah does daily, every day, from everlasting to everlasting. All praises be to the Most High Yahawah. Let me get another one. Isaiah chapter 55. Isaiah 55. Turn there with me. Notice what it says, the free offer of mercy. Everyone that thirsteth, everybody that's thirsty, come ye to the waters. And he that have no money, you don't need no money here. You don't need no money. We're not going to close the doors on you and ask for $10,000. Okay? You don't need no money to log in here and come get the word. Even if I had a building, you don't need no money to come get the word. Them people that want your money, they are liars. They are false prophets. You don't need no money. It says it right here. Keep your money in your pocket. Give it to the poor. Give it to the ones who need it. A man of the Most High is not asking for your money. It says right here, he that have no money, come. It says it right here, come ye, buy and eat. Yeah, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. You don't need none of that. You're going to get it from the Most High. Just believe in him and his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahawah. Verse 2. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread? That's all them people going into churches, giving all their money, what they call it, tithes. Yeah, they're giving all their money and they receiving what? No bread. No daily bread. They're not getting no bread. That's Deuteronomy 8:3. Man must not live by bread alone, but what? Every word that proceed out the mouth of the Most High Yahawah. If you don't like it because you say, okay, well, that's Old Testament, Deuteronomy 8:3. Well, it's quoted again in the New Testament, Matthew chapter 4, verse 4, when Hamashiach was tempted by Satan, okay? It says, and you labor for that which satisfieth not. Hearken, listen, people, who's ever in here right now, please. Those that are here now and those that may hear this later, listen, please, please, diligently unto me, please. And eat ye that which is good. What is good? The word of the Most High Yahawah. And let your soul delight in itself in fatness. Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you. Even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee because of Yahawah thy power, and for the Quadash one of Israel, for he have glorified thee. Remember, I said, when you turn to the Most High, stay focused on the Most High, he will exalt you. Even Peter says that in 1 Peter 5. In due time, he shall exalt you. Only what? Humble yourself through the mighty hand. Verse 6, it says, seek ye Yahawah while he may be found. Stay focused on him. That's your father. That's our Abba. In the Hebrew, Abba Nawa Yahawah. Seek ye Yahawah while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. All praises be to the Most High. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahawah, and he will have mercy upon him. And to our power, for he will abundantly pardon your sins, basically. Verse 8, for my thoughts are not your thoughts. The way you think of yourself, the way you think of that other brother, the way you think of that other sister, it's not the same way I look at them. It's not the same way I look at you, brother. Neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahawah. You can never, ever, ever, ever understand the Most High ways. He's telling you, I'm on such a level that you can never understand my thoughts. You can never understand my ways. But I can give you the discernment that you can have down here on the earth to discern between good and evil here on the earth for your people and for yourself. If you do what? Turn to me. Verse 9, for as the Shemayim is higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. All praises be to the Most High. He's letting it be known. What you may think, how you may feel, your ways, they so his ways are so elevated, you can never be on his level. You can never be on his level. All praises be to the Most High. The Ak put in there Matthew 10:8, King James Version. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out the devils, right? Freely have we received, freely we give. Khan. I mean, that's plainly said right there. The water for that, the water. Bag with holes. Khan. Let's get some of this New Testament. Let's get some of this New Testament real quick. Matthew, let's go to Matthew chapter 13. Matthew 13. Now listen to this. I'm going to go down to verse 10. Now this is for all those that are listening and may listen at a later time. For those who have an ear to hear, please hear. Matthew 13:10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Remember Yahawah Shai, he always spoke to people in what? Parables. Always. When I say always. So much so that the disciples had to come to him, as they are right here, and they're asking, why do you continue to speak to these people in parables? Why don't you just tell them plainly? He answered and said unto them, just as I said unto you, Ahchyam and Ahchwathyam, right here today, May 21st, 2026. I'm saying it to you right now on the screen. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries. The mysteries. See, it's not given to everybody, but it's given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Shemayim. But to them, it is not given. So if you have the discernment, if you understand, then it is given unto you because you understand the parable of the very word. See that senseless animal that we spoke about in Psalm 73? They lack the discernment. They lack the understanding because they're living as what? A beast, a senseless animal. But when he went to the sanctuary in Psalm 73 and he stayed focused on the Most High Yahawah, then his discernment, his understanding came. And then he understood what? The mysteries of the kingdom of the Shemayim. But unto them, or but to them, it is not given. Khan. We have to realize that. Verse 12. For whosoever have, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away. Even that he have, even a little bit that you may think you have, it could be taken away. It could be taken away. Therefore, Hamashiach Yahushua, the anointed one, your brother, verse 13, he says what? Therefore, speak I to them in parables. Here it is right here. Because they seeing, see not. See, that's people that clicked on here. It's people that clicked on here and they're watching. They see the background. They see the menorah. They see a guy with something on his head. They hear me talking. They see. But yet they don't really see. Yet they hear, as he says right here. They listen for a minute. They stopped by. They kind of tuned in for a little bit and they heard something. But it says, and hearing, they hear not. Neither do they what? Understand. This message is not for everyone. And what I mean that it's only for the children who have their ears open. That's why I always say, for those who have an ear to hear, please let them hear. This message is not for everybody. And that's what I mean by that. It is only for those who have the discernment of the Most High in what? The mystery. And in the what? Parables. Just because you read it don't mean you understand it. Just because you got a Bible at your house don't mean that you have the understanding in the what? In the mysteries. It's right here. You can have 20 Bibles, 1,000 Bibles on your coffee table. You can still lack the understanding in the mysteries of the word of the Most High in the kingdom of the Shemayim. Verse 13, therefore I speak to them in parables, because they see and see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Verse 14, and in them is the prophecy of Isaiah fulfilled, which say, by hearing ye shall hear, Salaki, you shall hear and shall not understand. You won't understand. Jason Moore says 77, he says, Khan. You know. Now I could preach a word that everybody can understand. I could preach a word that everybody understands. Easy. That's very easy. That's what you see on Sunday mornings. That's what you see on certain Shabbats. That's what you see with certain people. Yeah, they're gonna preach a service that people understand. There's no parable. There's no mystery in it. They just kind of lay it out, and this is what it is. But there's no food there. There's no bread. They just got itchy ears, and they're just telling them what they want to hear. And that's not the truth. That's not what I've been called to bring forth. See, what I bring forth is the true word of the Most High and his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. And it's only for those that have an ear to hear and eyes to see and understand. But for those who don't, as it says right here, the prophecy of Isaiah is what? Fulfilled. Which said, by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see and shall not what? Perceive. You don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about. You have no understanding of what I'm bringing out. None. You was lost way back way in the beginning, an hour ago. You're like, man, what is that guy talking about? What about John 3:16? Why isn't he reading that? Verse 15, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and shall be converted. Hamashiach Yahawah says, and I should what? Heal them. But all of the Ahchyam on here, everybody that's watching, and everybody that will watch at a later time to have the ears to hear and hearken to these words and have the understanding and discernment of this word, it says in verse 16, but what? Barak are your eyes, Ahchyam, Ahchwathyam, brother, sister, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. All praises be to the Most High. For truly I say unto you, that what? Many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things what you see. It's telling you the prophets that we read about, they wanted to know. All of the prophets that we read about in the Tanakh, they wanted to know. It says right here, and have not seen them. They didn't get the discernment. They didn't get that discernment that we got here today in 2026. They didn't have the same discernment that we got right now. And to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. All praises be to the Most High, that the discernment that he has laid out at this latter time, at this end time, we through Hamashiach Yahawah is letting it be known you have been given something that the ancient, our forefathers did not have. But it's laid out to you right now. Now, let me jump down a little bit. I just want to show this real quick. I'm not going to read all of this. If you never read Matthew 13, I encourage you to go back and read it. But I'm going to just jump down to verse 44. I'm going to read this one real quick. Matthew 13 and 44. It says, again, the kingdom of the Shemayim, or the kingdom of Shemayim, is like unto a treasure hid in a field. Now, when you read these parables, you know the field is likened to what? The world. It says it right here. Let me show you so somebody can't say, where is it? I never knew that. Let's say it right here. Let me see. Right here, 36. Then Yahawah sent the multitude away and went into the house. And the disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is what? The world, right? The field is the world. The field is the world. So when you keep that in mind, knowing that the field is the world, when we get down here to 44 in this parable, the hidden treasure, right? It says again, the kingdom of Shemayim is likened unto a treasure hid in what? A field, meaning in a world. Do we not live in a world? We're in earth right now. So the kingdom of the Shemayim is hid right here on earth in this world. But it's hid. It's not in the sky. It's not under the ground. It's not at your grandmama's house. It is here in the world. It says that which a man have found, we found it. We found it. Why? Because we have the understanding of the what? Word. So we have found it right here. Which a man have found, he hideth. Right? And for joy, it says, and for joy, he's so happy he found it. And for joy thereof, goeth and selleth all that he have. Meaning everything that he had prior, before he found this kingdom, before he found the very word of the Most High, all the stuff that he had prior, it says he went and sold it. To do what? And buyeth that field. He's trying to show you in a parable format that there's nothing more important, just like it says in Psalm 73 when it said there's nothing more important here on this earth than what? Thy word. It's showing you right here in this parable that he went and sold all that he had to do what? Buy that field where what? The kingdom of the Shemayim is. Hopefully you can get that. You know, I hope you get that. The Ak right here, he said, John 10 and 27. My sheep hear my voice. Let me pull that. Let me put that on the screen. John 10. Let's put that on the screen, right? Because first of all, John 10 and 10, it lets us know that the thief come not to steal, right? He come what? Just to steal, kill, and destroy. Hamashiach Yahawah says, I come that they might have what? Life. And that they might have it what? More abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is what? A hireling. Those people that you hire at your church. Those people that you hire at your that building you go to. Those people that you hired, that congregation you a part of. Those people you hired inside of your camp that you promoted. The hireling. And not the shepherd whose own the sheep are not. He seeth the wolf coming and leaveth the sheep. Never leave your brothers and sisters. Never leave your brothers and sisters. Those are the sheep. Never leave your brothers and sisters and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them and scatter the sheep. That's why we scattered now. That's why we scattered now. Let me go to what the Ak put. I think he put 27, right? 10 and 27. John 10 and 27, it says, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Khan. That's why I say for those who have an ear to hear, please hear, right? This message ain't for everybody. That's what I mean. That's why Hamashiach Yahawah spoke to them in parables. Having ears they cannot hear, and having eyes they cannot see. So you click on this and you say, man, what is that brother talking about? I don't understand what that brother is saying. That's okay. I understand. Hamashiach Yahawah went through the same thing all through the book of John. Read John 6, John 8, John 10, John 12, all through the book of John. They never understood what he was talking about. So much so they said, we got it. What? We gonna drink your blood. You must have a devil. We got to eat your flesh. So carnal minded, you know, still on that milk. Goodness gracious. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. The water for that. All praises be to the Most High. Let's go 1 Corinthians chapter 9 real quick. I ain't gonna hold you too much more longer. 1 Corinthians chapter 9. I'm going to get it in the NLT real quick. We're going to jump all the way down to the bottom. 1 Corinthians chapter 9. I'm going to do verse 22. It says, when I am with those who are weak, I share their weakness. For I want to bring the weak to Hamashiach. Yes. I try to find common ground with everyone. I try to find common ground with everyone. Every out there and every sister out there. I try to find common ground with everyone, doing everything I can to save some. Verse 23, I do everything to spread the good news and share in its blessings. Khan. I'm doing the best I can right here. I'm reading. I'm doing the video. I'm bringing it out. I try to bring it out at least, if not every day, every other day. I mean, I'm doing what I can do to spread this good news, to spread this gospel. As Paul is saying here, I'm doing all I could do. And I'm pretty sure somebody may look and say, well, Ak, you could do more. That may be. but I'm doing what I could do right now at this point. Verse 24, it says, don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs? All of us, you know how many Ahchyam it is out here that is bringing forth lessons? Going to the highways and byways, reading the word every day, putting out lessons every day. You know how many Ahchyam it is, sisters that it is that's fighting a good fight? It says, don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize. So run to win. Run to win. All athletes are disciplined in their training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away. But we, the children of the Most High, do it for an eternal prize. You know what we want. We want to get to the kingdom. We want to be crowned. We want to hear, well and done, faithful servant. We want to see our brother, hold our brother, Hamashiach Yahushai, fall down at his feet and say, the water, Hamashiach Yahushai, for all that you have done. The water, Abba, for sending your only begotten son, just the water. 26, so I run with purpose every step. I am not just shadow boxing. I'm not out here just doing this. I'm not out just here doing this because I want to be on the screen, because I just want to put something out just so you can see me, say, oh, that's Ahchwathyam. No, I'm not out here doing this for money. Like I tell you, keep your money. Keep everything you have. I just want you to get the word and get the message. I don't ask for nothing. I don't need nothing because the Most High provides everything that we need. And he said all a man need is shelter, raiment, and I guess something to eat. That's all you need. Shelter, raiment, something to eat, and that's all. Basic stuff. 27. I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. Otherwise, I fear that after preaching to others, like I'm preaching to y'all right now, I myself might be disqualified. Not out here playing no games. We're not playing games. That's why I say I'm not compromising. You're not just going to get John 3:16 over here. You're not going to get stuff that just makes you feel good and tingly because you got itchy ears. No, I'm going to bring forth the truth. If it cuts you, good, because it cut me every day of my life. So what right is it that I get cut and you don't get cut because you in your feelings? Oh, he preached so hard. Oh, why he say it like that? That's the same thing that they said to Hamashiach Yahushai, but the ones that understood, they said he preached with authority, and they never heard such a thing. And they was wondering why the scribes and the Pharisees were so scared and timid of him because he came with authority. They said, look, this man preaches with authority, yet he has never been taught. I ain't got to go to no college, theology school, to get a degree from them people. The Most High will give you the discernment that you need from on high, and that is the true word. Let me get this real quick as I close out. As I close out, I'm going to go to the book of John since I spoke on it. John chapter 6. And I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's a lot in there, right? It's a lot in there. I put Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Elohim, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, as it says right there, right? We in the chat. Let me put it on the screen for the eye. And then I'll go to Romans, I'll go to John 6 and we'll close out. Romans 12. Let me put that on the screen because that's so important right here. Romans 12 and 1, right? I beseech you, therefore, brethren, Ahchyam, all the Ahchwathyam, brothers and sisters out there scattered to the four corners of the earth, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, quadash, acceptable unto the Most High, which is what? Your reasonable service. That's all he asks of you. That's all I ask. You can't do that. You can't do that. I don't send my son down here. He done been spit on, beat, whipped, hung on a tree, blood shed, crown of thorns, mocked, gave up the ghost, pierced on the side, blood and water came out. He done did all that for you. Died, rose on the third day, still fight for you on the right-hand side of the Most High as your mediator. And all he asks is your reasonable service to do what? Make your bodies a living sacrifice. Do that for me. In verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. That's all he asking. That's all he asking. But you know, that's too much for some people. That's too much for some people. So all praises be to the Most High. The water for that one. The water. Like I continue to say, this ain't a message for everybody. It's just not. You know, if you want John 3:16, and you just want rainbows and Skittles and jumping, you know, and this is not the platform. This is not Christianity. This is not going to a church or to a building and you just gonna hear what you want to hear. That's not here. That's not here. And I refuse to do it. I've been offered money. They tried to buy me. And believe it or not, if you don't believe it, it does happen behind closed doors. That's what they tell you. Hey, we'll give you that position and we'll cut you the check every week. But you bet not bring that out. If you bring it out, you're going to lose your position, you know. And I've been there and I told him I'm not going to do it. I'm going to preach the word of the Most High. You're not going to sanction me. You're not going to shut me up. And that's probably why I don't have thousands of people in here now, you know, because I'm not going to bow to a man or a woman. I'm going to preach the word. And since I'm not part of anything, I have the freedom. What I mean, I'm part of Hamashiach Yahawah. Don't get it wrong. In the Most High, what I'm saying is something that man created that tell you what you can and what you can't say. No. Only person gonna tell me what I can and what I can't say is the Most High Yahawah and his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahawah. That's who controls me. John 6:26. He says, Yahawah answered them and said, truly, truly, I say unto you, you seek me not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat of the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perish, right? But for what? That meat which endured unto everlasting life. That's what I'm going after. See, I'm not going after this first. The meat was going to perish. You can't pay me to preach a certain word. Keep your money. I'm laboring for what? Right here. As he says, for that meat which endured to what? Everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have the Most High, the Father, sealed. 28. Then said they unto him, what shall we do that we might work the works of the Most High Yahawah? Right? Verse 29. Yahawah answered and said unto them, this is the work of the Most High, that you believe on him whom he sent. You must believe on Hamashiach Yahawah. You got to believe on him. You got to believe in your heart, your mind, and in your soul that he was sent by our Father, Yahawah. You must believe on him that was sent. Verse 30. They said therefore unto him, what sign showest thou then, that we may see and believe thee? What doest thou work? They want to see a sign. Goodness gracious. People want to see a sign, huh? Goodness gracious. They want to see a sign. It said right here, what sign are you going to show us? Then they go on to tell you, they're going to say to Hamashiach Yahawah, our fathers did eat manna in the desert. As it is written, he gave them bread from the Shemayim to eat. They so carnal minded, so fleshly minded. They so lost. They're so lost. And Yahawah tries to tell them, listen what he says. Then Yahawah said unto them, truly, truly, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from the Shemayim, but who? My Father giveth you the true bread from the Shemayim, the true bread. For the bread Elohayim is he which cometh down from the Shemayim and giveth life unto the world. Then said they unto him, Adon, evermore give us this bread. Now they want the bread. Are you sure you want the bread? Are you sure you want the bread? They say they want it. A lot of people say they believe in Hamashiach Yahweh. A lot of people claim they want the bread. Watch this. And Yahweh saith unto them, I am the bread of life. I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. You'll never thirst. But I say unto you that ye also have seen me and believe what? Not. See, it's a lot of people that hear this message and they don't believe. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, Khan. And him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out. For I came down from the Shemayim, not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. Verse 39, and this is the will, Salakia, and this is the Father's will, which have sent me, that of all which he have given me, I shall lose nothing, but shall raise it up again at the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life. And I will resurrect him at that last day. He will do it, but you got to believe on that. See, you have to believe on that. It's more than just John 3:16. It's more than that. Jason Moore 77 says, yes, all praises. The sister Dorothy, she says, that's right, with a check mark, Kwam Yasharala. I mean, I'm just keeping it, as they say, 100. Keeping it real. The word of the Most High. Now, here it is. Here it is. Listen to this. You see the title where it says the word to the Jews, right? Then the Jews murmured at him because he said, I am the bread which came down from the Shemayim, from heaven. 42. And they said, is this not Yahawah, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How is it then he said he came down from heaven, from the Shemayim? So carnal minded. They're still on milk. They're looking at this fleshly body and saying, how is this man saying that he came down from heaven? What do you mean? We all come down from heaven. We all have been created well before. The spirit, the Rakah, was created well before you came into this body. That spirit just got put in that body. It just shows you how carnal, how fleshly minded, I'll say, that people are. Even back then to this very day. 43, Yahawah therefore answered and said unto them, murmur not among yourself. You ain't got to click off of here and then go talk. You ain't got to murmur to other people. Just as Yahawah said, murmur not among yourself. No man can come to me except the Father which have sent me, draw him, meaning to drag him. It's something, let me show you that, right? It's something that the Most High puts inside of that man or of that woman, which it impels them to come to the Most High Yahawah. You can fight, you can say you ain't gonna do it like Jonah did and all this, but you gonna do it. Right here, the outline biblical uses to draw, drag off, metaphor, to draw by inward power. You can't deny it if you've been called. You cannot deny it. The Most High has already put it in your Rakah that he is going to drag you if need be, but he's going to draw you to him by an inward power. Lead, impel. You're going to have to come. You're going to have to serve the Most High. There's nothing you can do. It's an inward power. It's a spiritual power inside of you. There's nothing you can do about it. And this is why Hamashiach Yahushua is saying this in 44. If the Father has already put in him, he was already predestined before the foundation of the earth, or she was already predestined before the foundation of the earth. Those are the ones that have ears to hear. Those are the ones that have eyes to see. Like we already put a lot of verses in here in the chat, and we showed them on the screen. 45. It is written in the prophets, and they shall all be what? Taught. So when people ask me all the time, they say, hey, who you up under? Who taught you? I say, Hamashiach Yahushua, the Most High Yahawah, and Hamashiach Yahushua. Yeah, I know that. But who taught you? Hamashiach Yahushua. Yeah, but who you sit up under? Hamashiach Yahushua. They want to hear a man name. But see, the word tells us that who teaches us? The spirit, the Rakah of the Most High and Hamashiach Yahushua. He just said, I just showed you in 44 that it's an inward thing. So if it's in me to come and serve the Most High and his only begotten son, who you think gonna teach me? And they shall all, and they shall be all taught of who? Elohim. Every man, therefore, that have what? Heard and have what? Learned of who? The Father cometh unto me. That's why I always push who? The Father, Yahawah. Stay focused on who? The Father, Yahawah, and his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. Hamashiach Yahushua himself in John 6:45 says, all those that are taught of who? Elohim, and every man thereof what? That have heard and have learned of who? Abba Nawa Yahawah comes to who? Hamashiach Yahushua. Not that any man have seen the Father. No, I haven't seen the Father. I haven't seen Yahawah. Said he what? Is of Elohim, and he have what? Seen the Father. Truly, truly, I say unto you, he that believeth on me have everlasting life. All praises be to the Most High. I am that bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which cometh down from the Shemayim, that a man may eat thereof and not die. I'm not going to die. I don't know what you've been told. I don't know what you believe, but I'm not going to die. And if you believe on Hamashiach Yahushua, the anointed one, our brother, our friend, you're not going to die. He's telling you right here, you will never, ever, ever die. Never. Don't believe that. 51, I'm the living bread which came down from the Shemayim. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I give for the life of the world. The Jews therefore, listen, look at this right here, 52. The Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? Milk. Wet behind the ears, as they say. 53. Then Yahawah said unto them, truly, truly, please listen to me, Ahchyam. Brothers and sisters, please listen. He's saying, truly, truly, I say unto you, except you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. You don't have it. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood have eternal life, and I will resurrect him. I will resurrect him at that last day. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. Let's all say right now, Shalawam Hamashiach Yahushua, and Shalawam Abba Nawa Yahawah. Because he says, if you have drinking from that cup, if you have eaten from his body, that flesh, which you broke bread, everybody on here I know kept Passover. Let's give a shalawam to Mashiach Yahushai, our brother that's with us right here, right now, hearing this very word be brought out. Shalawam. That's what he just said. 57. As the living Father has sent me, and I live by the Father, so have Salakia. So he that eateth me, even he shall live by me. This is the bread which came down from the Shemayim, not as your fathers did eat manna and are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever. Like I keep telling you, I ain't gonna die. I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna die. I can't die. I believe in Hamashiach Yahushua. He said, whoever believe on me, you shall not die. So I can't die because I believe on him. And if I believe that I'm going to die, then that means Hamashiach Yahushua is a liar. And I would never call my brother a liar. These things said he in the synagogue. Look what he preaching in the church, in the synagogue. Let me go into church right now. Let me go into church on Sunday, the first day of the week. Let me go in there preaching and teaching this. They will kick me out of there. That guy's crazy, talking about he ain't gonna die. We got to drink his blood and eat of his flesh. They would kick me out of there. I put John 14 and 26. It says, but the Comforter, which is the Kodash Rakah, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things, Khan, and bring all things to your what? Remembrance. Whosoever I have said, Salakia, whatsoever I have said unto you, all praises. But people always want to hear a man's name that taught you. No, the Most High taught me. The Most High brought me through this. Through his what? Only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua. Everything I know is because of the Most High and his only begotten son. You can hear people say things. You can hear people preach things. You can hear people teach things, but you will not have the understanding as it's already delivered here that I showed you. If you don't have ears to hear and you don't have eyes to see, who has to open your eyes? The Most High. Who has to open your ears? The Most High. Through his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua. Otherwise, the prophecy will be fulfilled in Isaiah saying, having eyes to see, you can't see, and having ears to hear, you can't hear. All praises be to the Most High Yahawah that I'm not part of that. All praises. And you should give all praises to the Most High that you're not a part of it. If you listening to this message now, today, and you have the understanding and understand this message that has been brought out today, staying focused on Yahawah, man, all praises. The sister says, Shalawam, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Barakatham, Khan, all praises, all praises. See? Jason Moore 77 put the prayer hands. Khan. Let me finish this up. We almost done. Right here, 59, it says, these things said he in the synagogue. Woo-wee. As he taught in Capernaum. Verse 60, many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? When Yahushua knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, does this offend you? And I say it here today. Yeah, I brought it out. I'm sorry if it hurt somebody's feelings. My apologies. I still love you, brother. I still love you, sister, Ahchwathyam. But I got to bring the word out. I got to do it. And I'm sorry if it offends you, but I got to bring the word out. I'm not going to offend Hamashiach Yahushua, and I'm not going to offend my father. I would rather offend you by the very words that he said, teach and bring out. It's the spirit that's bringing it out. It ain't me. If it was me, I wouldn't even be on here. But I'm impelled to do such a thing because he has put it in me to bring it out. 62. And what if you shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? Here it is right here, 63. It is the Rakah that quickeneth. If the spirit that quickeneth, meaning it is the spirit that gives you life. This flesh, it's not going to profit you nothing, not anything. The words that I speak unto you, they are rakah, and they are life. So unless you in the rakah, unless you in the spirit, unless you are walking in the Quadash Rakah, the Holy Spirit, no wonder you don't understand the lesson. No wonder it offends you. But just understand the words that have been spoken here on what we're reading today and have came out of my mouth. There it said right here. There it is right there. They are what? Life. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahawah knew from the beginning who they were that believe not and who should betray him. And he said, therefore, said I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father. Just know that. I'm not here because I chose. I'm here because the Most High has chosen us before the foundations of the earth. We were already predestined. We were already chosen. He knew on this very day, May 21st, 2026, Jason Moore 77 was going to be here. The sister Dorothy was going to be here. And the other octors in here. Whoever's in here, whoever watches this, he already knew that you were going to be here, that you were going to watch this, and this is why he presented this message. It's not for you only. It's for all those. It's for me. I just hope you understand, you know. With that being said, I'm going to get ready to close out, you know. I'm going to get ready to close out. I don't want it to be too long, but just make sure you stay focused on the Most High Yahawah and his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua, that laid down his life for you, hung on the tree for you, shed his blood for you, came back. As the Ak put in the chat, you know, his sheep hear his voice. So just, you know, hear the voice. Hear his word. And if it offends you, like I said, I already said my apologies as a fleshly thing, but I'm not going to bend and I'm not going to break because it hurts your feelings or it makes you feel a certain type of way. I'm going to preach the word and exactly what the word say. If it's in the book, I'm going to preach it. I'm going to tell you what the book say, what the word say. I don't care about what man feel. I don't care about what men say. I don't care how a woman feel or what a woman say. I'm going to bring forth the word. Because that's what I've been called to do. So hopefully this was edifying for you. If you believe in your heart and your mind and in your rakah, your soul, that it was edifying, please share it. And encourage our brothers and sisters to stay focused on the Most High Yahawah. You know, not to go to the left, not to go to the right, but just stay focused on the Most High Yahawah. And I give praises, honor, and glory to our Father Yahawah for waking us up this day, giving us this time, giving us this word for our learning. Just all praises be to the Most High and his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua. I say the water to all of the brothers, all of the Ahchyam that have joined in, all of the sisters that have joined in, the Ahchwathyam that have joined in. I say the water from the bottom of my heart, and I pray that you may join us on the Shabbat, 12 p.m. It's a beautiful class that we're going to have through the Rakah. And I just say the water to everybody, the water to the Most High, the water to all of the Ahchyam, the Ahchwathyam. And I'm just happy to be alive. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy that he reveals his word to us. So just the water, you know. The Ak right here, the Malachium, he says, the water Malak, Khan, all praises. The water for all those verses that you put in there, man. I mean, they was right on point. So the water for that, I mean, it really showed, not only from my perspective, I always say, but from the other Ahchyam perspective, you know, things that were brought out that, hey, it's not just me, it's other Ox out there that look and have that understanding and feel the same way. And he was showing it through the verses that he was bringing out in the chat. So we always encourage that. The water, I appreciate that. The sister Dorothy, she says the water for the wild class, which is a good class. And she says, Shalawam family, Khan. And he says the water, Abba Khan, the water, you know. Jason Moore 77 says the water Ahchyam for the class, all praises. Kwame Asharala, Khan. And who's ever on here right now watching, if you're able to join us on the Shabbat, right? Because this is the 5th day I do classes, 1st, 3rd, 5th is Shabbat. If you're able to join us on the Shabbat 12, if you're not doing anything, please join us on the Shabbat class. You know, we would love to have you. And like I say, share it with someone if you think it's edifying. You know, I'm gonna play this short video as I close out. Ill intentions, you know, it's a lot of that within the nation. So, you know, just listen to what it's saying. It's a video. Hopefully you enjoy it. The link for the video is in the description box. If you like it, you can click on it yourself, share it, keep it for yourself, you know. But once again, the water for everybody joining in. And we give praises, honor, glory, esteem to our Father Yahawah, the Ancient of Days, the giver of life, the taker of life, and his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushai. I say Shalawam, peace and blessings to everybody, and Kwam Yasharala. Here we go with the video. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let me pull it up. Here we go. Shalawam, people.
Not everybody clapping for you want you to win.
I don't do the fake, no. I'm real clear when it comes to business, yeah. I ain't tripping, I just keep my distance, no. If it's real, then you know I'm with it. If it's fake, I can feel the difference. I can feel light shine, they can't hide intentions. No mask off, I can see the vision. I see we either build or we mind in business. Yeah. Ain't no in between, gotta make a decision. I've been through enough, I ain't going back. Seen the fake love, I ain't showing it. If you solid, then you know it's dead. If you not, I just fall back. I don't chase, I track, that's fakes. Stay low, let them talk, I relate. When it's up, they gon' act like they knew me. But I peep game, I ain't new to that. Cut ties if you don't align. Peace of mind over dollar signs. But we still turn words into revenue. Every convo got a better view, I'm real clear when it come to business. Clear. I ain't tripping, I just keep my distance. If it's real, then you know I'm with it. If it's fake, I can feel the difference. I can feel like shine, they can't hide intentions. No mask off, I can see the vision. I see we either build or we mind in business. Yeah. Ain't no in between, gotta make a decision. Stay focused, I don't need attention. They be talking, I just move with vision. I done leveled up my intuition. Now I see through all the contradictions. If you with me, stay down, no switching. I ain't got no type of competition. I'm just building everything I dreamed of, turning losses into ammunition. Late nights, I was praying for it. Now it's here, I don't play with it. No, had to cut a couple people off, just to show them I don't play the middle. It's either side of you, I had the picture. No confusion, don't deal with mixtures. If it's real, we can build forever. If it's not, I can't move with you. No more halfway love. No deals if it ain't built on trust. I've been moving righteous. Not everything online. Clear when it come to business. I ain't tripping, I just keep my distance. If it's real, then you know I'm with it. If it's fake, I can feel the difference. I can feel it. Light shine, they can't hide intentions. No mask off, I can see the vision. I see we either build or we mind in business. Yeah. Ain't no in between, gotta make a decision. Yeah. Fall in line and we all ball. No confusion when the vision call. Play your role or don't play at all. We rise together or I let you fall.